Hey there, Crovan here for the Drone Bay as I prepare to embark on a new adventure, challenge, experiment, something like that. What we are going to do is take this character, who is an alpha and is in fact only a few days old, 2 days old as of time of recording, and we are going to join the Angels Militia for Insurgency faction warfare. So what I'm going to do is only allow myself to use resources generated off this account. That means no ISK or direct or indirect assistance from my other accounts and characters. However, I am allowing myself to use all 3 character slots. Now, since it's an alpha, I won't be able to do MCT or anything like that, and in fact, I'm not going to be using any real money to boost with Plex or anything along those lines. You can see here my wallet after running almost all of the career agent missions on this character is a little over 9 million ISK. I say almost all because if we're going to be joining the Angels Militia, then we can't go below -2 standing with the Angel Cartel. And I don't think it would have taken me under, but we're at -1.46 right now, and the enlistment part relies on unmodified standings, so even if I'd trained up diplomacy or something like that, that wouldn't have had an impact as far as this challenge goes. There are a few things that doing the agent missions and doing some of the air career goals has set me up with. I'm here in Heck at the moment getting ready to set out, but if we look, I've set up some things in Ammo. These are all things that I've gotten for free from the various missions. So I've got a Thrasher, a Wreath, a Slasher, 3 Rifters, and then back in my school system, I've got another Wreath, 2 Ventures, and a Probe. I left those there even though I'm not going to be able to fly this character back into Minmatar Highsec unchallenged. To the frigates I should be able to get out anyway, but I'm going to be using another character on the same account who is not going to enlist to do a lot of my Highsec hauling and legwork. So, with all that said, let's get ready to head out. Now, there are 2 routes I could take to get here. The one that they suggest in the game is to go to GTAC-O in Curse. And when I looked at Eve Gate Check earlier, it seemed fine. However, upon checking here just now, it appears that there are a couple of gate camps, one of which is utilizing smart bombs. Shuttles are really good at getting through a lot of gate camp situations, but smart bombs are not one of them. So instead, what we are going to try to do is shortcut and go to Zarzak. Now, this presents its own set of problems because the Angel Cartel is doing quite well in the Insurgency, and so a lot of these systems are at Corruption 5. That means bubble camps are possible and a lot of other potential complications. However, there are relatively few kills along the way into Zarzak. Unfortunately, Eve Gatecheck doesn't seem to like Zarzak as a destination system, so I set it to Turner in Eve Gatecheck, which is 1 jump out of Zarzak. It's not impossible that we'll get smart bombed and we'll die, but if we do, we do. So this challenge is going to present a few obstacles along the way. While I've said in an earlier video that insurgency faction warfare is a fantastic way to make money, and it is, there's a catch. One, you have to go to pretty dangerous places to redeem those loyalty points a lot of the time. And 2, redeeming those loyalty points often involves paying in ISK. Now, once I finish the career missions on the character I'm going to use as my hauler, and maybe even on a 3rd character, I'll have about 30 million liquid, plus a number more frigate and destroyer hulls. But I'm going to need to shepherd that currency pretty wisely and even potentially engage in some PvE activity in the war zone in order to effectively be able to cash in the loyalty points that I will hopefully be earning. Oh wow, yeah, you can see I've never played on this account before because I just got the low sec warning. Yes, we do want to jump into low sec, and we're going to be hanging out there a lot. Oh yeah. And my overview settings are all kinds of jacked. And we short warped this system due to the lack of capacitor based skills. But that's okay. It's actually just a chance to make some safe spots. Ooh, that's actually really good because I short warped, but I did not short warp to the point. I can still scan the gate, which is really nice because it means I don't have to worry about smart bombs, at least not for the moment. Or I should expand that out to 360 degrees. It's kind of funny what you forget isn't set on it when you open up a new account with reset client settings. I think I've got Eve Settings Manager downloaded. This is a new to me computer, so a lot of the stuff that I normally have set isn't. So what Eve Gate Check tells me is that even though these systems are ostensibly extremely dangerous, there's actually been relatively little PvP, and I can tell you from my time in the Guristas militia that that's not terribly surprising, actually, especially in systems that have already hit either corruption or suppression 5, because the objective's been achieved there. What they are good for is farming. Now, early on, given our relative lack of resources, I'm going to be probably actively avoiding PvP for the most part on this character because one, he's not going to be very good at it, but two, it's going to put a hamper on being able to. One sec. On being able to actually, redeem his points and that sort of thing. So some of the other things I'm allowing are login rewards, and we are in the midst of Capsuleer Day. Now, the alpha rewards for Capsuleer Day aren't as good, and on a lot of my other accounts, I'm going to be waiting until the very end and then buying either a weekend pack or the $4 starter pack to be able to go back and retroactively claim a lot of those rewards. It's going to mean a lot of money and a lot of skill points on a lot of different accounts. But the nature of this challenge means that I most likely will not be doing that on this character. But you should know that it is something that you can seemingly do. I'd heard it and then actually confirmed it during the recording of episode 1 of the Drone Bay podcast. So as you can see, while these stations do all have folks in them, my God, I need to get my overview fixed. That's probably going to be one of my first orders of business. I've been going with Iridium overview on a lot of my accounts, and I like it for the most part. At one point, I had one that was kind of specifically tailored for faction warfare, but that that install of the game is long gone. So, all right, so we're nearing Turner, which is always an interesting system in its own right because of the number of wormholes that connect into there. And then we'll be getting into Zarzak proper, which I did visit on Crovan shortly after joining Faction Warfare, and it is a super cool system. It also has a shipcaster, and I don't think I can enlist directly from Zarzak, but and if I can't, then we'll have to figure out something else to try to avoid those smart bomb camps between me and G-Taco right now. But at the very least, I'll get to show you Zarzak, which is very full of people at the moment. Or sorry, Turner is very full of people. So let's actually, what's going to get me close enough to the Zarzak gate to scan it? Maybe the star, actually. Let's see if the star gets me close enough. It might. Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, some of these stations might as well, but that's okay. So again, yeah, we're not worried about bubbles in a shuttle because uh, much to my delight, most of the time, and um, annoyance on occasion, shuttles are immune to bubbles, or have become immune to bubbles since the last time I left the game and returned, or at least the last time I had to pay attention to bubble mechanics. Well, that's a cool star. All right. We see many Lokis, sabers, flycatchers. What's going on in here, guys? Well, we're going to find out. Barghests? Oh no. That's alright. We're nullified, so if it's a bubble camp, we should be okay. Nothing that screams smart bombs to me in here. But we might Yeah, buddy. That is a big grid. Full of nastiness. Yes. Forgot about the toll. Whew, that could have been bad. And welcome to Zarzak, where there is still a camp happening on the other side. Whew. And it is lagging me out big time. Yeah, this is like kind of hell camped in here, isn't it? Whew, need to turn my settings down. But I wanted to show you this. Just such a cool system. And of course, it acts like wormhole space. So local is delayed. So yeah, I had heard that Zarzak was often camped. It was not the last time I came in here, but I also didn't come in through the Turner side, so it was probably a little bit. I'm guessing that's the side where the camps are going to concentrate. So let's see. Oh, nope, that's loyalty point store. Here we go. Let's go to the agency. See if it'll let me do it from here. I kind of like the music in here. Encounters, Pirate Insurgencies, open enlistment window, Angel Cartel. Cannot enlist here. Oh no. Okay, well, we do have to go to GTAC O. After all. Oh. Oh, I thought it was the ship cast. I didn't realize there was an actual just gate to GTAC 0. All right, well, let's go. That's fun. Oh, it's the, you know what? The shipcaster takes you to the fob. God, look at that warp. This system is so dang cool. Oh, so that little shimmer that bogged my graphics down a little bit there. That is I believe, the thing that protects you from the gravity effect. So if you get too far away from things from structures or stuff like that in Zarzak, it'll kill you. It'll just kill you. What we got going on in here? Oh my gosh, yeah. All right, well, I should have done it while I was docked in Zarzak, but here we are. We're in Curse. So yeah, if you don't want to take the long way around, and you feel like running the gauntlet into Zarzak, I would definitely recommend checking Eve Gate Check. Well, though, like I said, it doesn't like Zarzak as a desto. Smart bombs are going to be the big problem. So, and Zarzak it's lawless. It's like wormhole space, minus -1 security. So, here we are, Guardian Angels assembly plant. Enlist me. Yes. And there we go. We are in the Angels militia. And now that we are in GTAC O, let's see, we got some unclaimed rewards here for joining a corporation, for joining faction warfare. Oh, something else I wanted to point out too is as I was doing the missions, I actually got to the point where I got 50,000 skill points out of it, in addition to the million that you get from a referral code. Speaking of which, I will have the link to my own referral code down in the description below. So if you are either a new player who has not redeemed one, or an old player who's been around forever and never redeemed one, you can redeem that code for 1,000,000 skill points. It also helps me out if you do that. So yeah, much appreciated. Also, this is hopefully going to be the first in a series. Now, I got some inspiration from the Corvette Cinnaball Challenge, which I will also link below, and I've been super impressed with that whole series. I think it's fantastic. It really helps me see the game in a way that I never had before, and so many things that we take for granted, especially as experienced players, just aren't options in that challenge. And so it's been really cool to watch that happen. And of course now he's living in Thera now, which is, I think, just hilarious. So yeah, we're going to be going up, leveling up some alpha skills. I'm skilled into Minmatar ships at the moment, obviously, so there's going to be a lot of Rifter and maybe even some Slasher action early on. But don't be surprised if you see this or one of the other tunes on this account in a venture. Because like I said, liquidity, especially early on, is going to be a problem. Now, once I can cash in on that first complex, then I should be fine, frankly, because those complexes give with max skills, and I don't know how much skills affect plexes versus missions and stuff like that, but upwards of 25,000 skill points. So okay, yeah, Aura is trying to send me somewhere, but oh, it's Aura is trying to get me to finish that last career mission, which we will not be finishing because the Minotaur police will shoot at us now. So instead, we're going to go back to Zarzak. We're going to cruise right on past that drag bubble. Or was that a stop bubble? Yeah, it was a stop bubble. An unattended stop bubble. The benefits of traveling in a shuttle. Alright. Okay, yeah, the Deathless Shipcaster. So that's linked to Ishamilkin. Interesting. Because Ishamilkin is the site of the Garistas fob at the moment. So, all right, you know what? Oh, we're gonna dock back up here in Zarzak, and I can show you. The interior changes, I believe, when you're in the Fulcrum based on which which of the factions you've joined. Oh, look at that! So cool. All right, so a little bit of a jump cut there, but we are back in the Fulcrum in Zarzak, and yeah, you can see that the station does indeed look different now that I have joined a pirate militia. The Gristas looks pretty similar, though there are there's a lot more advertisements, as I recall, on the Garistas side of things. So yeah, we're gonna see about getting ourselves yeeted back to where our stuff is, and we should have a more functional overview now. Yeah, I just don't know if I can get there without going through Turner. And I want to show what the shipcaster looks like, honestly. So yeah, everything about the Fulcrum is awesome. So it still says it's linked to Ishamilkin, huh? Alright, you know what? I don't want to go to Ishamilkin, and I forget how often that... Oh, Klogori, there we go. Let's go. That is the Angel's Fob. So that shipcaster, it changes every once in a while. It cycles through systems. Here we go. We're at a warp. Charging link to Klagori. Please nobody come shoot me from that hell camp on the Turner Gate. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. It gives you the fact war info. Charging link to Klagori. Ooh, 2 minutes. Oh, you can't even descan in here? Oh, so it's worse than wormhole space. Alright, well, we might die. So anyway, this is going to be the first in, like I said, an ongoing series inspired in part by the Corvette to Cinnaball challenge and a lot of the Alpha to Omega challenges out there. I'm not going to state categorically that this is going to be an Alpha to Omega challenge. Look at that. So as we head back to the system where our ships are stored, I thought about doing a second, or combining my first Plex into this tonight, but I think I need to do a little bit more thinking to make sure I'm going to be able to do Plexes with my current setup. Because currently I have a Rifter and a Slasher fit, and I've got the hulls for 2 more Rifters, but I'm thinking I might want the money from doing the second round of career missions in order to sort of adequately outfit myself. But I don't know. I'm I'm here. I'm enlisted. We'll see what happens. But either way, it won't be in this video. So if you want to see that when it comes out, you can subscribe to the channel. The channel is just a few weeks old at this point and is already doing fantastically. So thank you to everybody who has watched, liked our videos, and subscribed to the channel. You can do that by the usual YouTube means down below. And I have made it back to my temporary home, at least in Amo, which I selected because during this insurgency it's considered nullsec just about, um, but it's a high-sec system. It's a .5, so when I'm, even though the police will chase after me, since I'm only going to be flying in small stuff, they're not likely to catch me. So it can provide a little bit of safety if I need to fall back or do any number of other things. Also, when I do bring my second Alpha Tune in here, who's not going to train anything but starts with Hauler 1, it'll make it easier for him to move my stuff around a little bit as well. It'll also give me a good place to bring back um, my loot, basically, from either any sort of PvE that I happen to do or from the rewards from my loyalty points, should I get any. Until next time, good hunting, and thanks for watching.